Hello everyone, this is Crota and Drool giving you a shoutcast and game 2 in what hopefully is a very interesting series between Mondragon and TT1. Game 2 taking place here on the TSL version of Shakura's Plateau. It is forced diagonal spawn position, so Mondragon on the top right hand side of the map as the red Zerg. Meanwhile, we have TT1 as the green Protoss on the bottom left.
Yeah, TT1 of course for Team Fnatic MSI and Mondragon fighting as the team leader, I think, of Team MYM Meteor Makers. Both amazing teams, pretty cool to see those. And I'm pretty happy to be here casting those games because I love both teams, love both players, and if this game, as I said before, man, if this is just half as cool as the game before, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, definitely. I did cast a game here. I believe it was between Idra and it was another Protoss, and what basically went down is on this particular version of Shakura's Plateau, forcing diagonal spawns, you can put a lot of gateways and a lot of forges up here on the natural ramp, put some cannons, and it's very difficult for the Zerg to be able to break it just because there's a ramp going into the natural expansion. And then based upon that, a lot of just tall units, Colossus, Stalker, Sentry, Zealot, that standard combination that works out so well, and because of so many of these cliffs on Shakura's Plateau, usually causes a lot of damage to a Zerg player. So we'll see what Mondragon tries to go for, as it looks like he is going for a 15 hatch here. One thing to note, Shakura's Plateau does only have 7 mineral patches instead of 8 at the natural expansion in this version. I actually wanted to ask David Kim why he designed the original map that way, but I guess I forgot.
Yeah, I guess it's an easy expand, so they want you to look for more. Anyways, Mondragon, of course, as you say, uh, might be confronted with that really strong two-base Protoss army that's causing a lot of troubles. And I know he's a very counterattack heavy player, so and we see a little pylon, which I completely missed going down from TT1. And he tries to go for the probe now and cancel once again immediately. So TT1 just looking to draw some drones away. And you know what? I think that might have even been efficient for TT1. What do you think? Like with the mining time?
Yeah, I think that was actually really efficient. I think when you cancel a building, I believe you get 75% of the resources
Yeah.
back. So he only lost 25 resources on that, and there was like 7 to 8 drones that were pulled off the mineral line. So he definitely came out ahead. What I liked about that was TT1 did that with the purpose of only pulling drones off. He did not have a forge completed. He actually went for Nexus first. So there was no chance whatsoever that a cannon would have been placed down, but it was just getting in the head of Mondragon.
Yeah, I really like that. That's just yeah, it's phenomenal. It's being annoying. And yeah, I really wonder. I mean, with the first game in mind, what the guys are up for. I mean, TT1 played it standard. It's just that the all the counterattacking really made a nutty game in that first one. And I wouldn't be surprised to see both guys pace it down a bit, like just saying, "Wow, that was a bit weird. Let's maybe try to play a bit more straight up." And we see a very late gas from Mondragon just now going up. So would not be surprised to actually see a spine crawler here for defense. But I mean, Mondragon also knows that there is an early expand, so he might also just be looking for as many drones as possible before going into any sort of tech.
Yeah, if you take a look at the unit count, though, there's only probes coming in from TT1 so far. 32 probes versus 29 drones. A lot of chrono boost happening. We're finally getting a sentry first. TT1 going for a sentry first, something that you only see against other Zerg players, or Protoss versus Zerg, as that sentry does have a lot of benefits in the early portion of the army, being able to block Zerglings and also being able to use hallucination if you want to do some decent scouting off of that as well. And I wanted to say that Mondragon finally took the economic league, but no, TT1 being able to chrono boost out more probes, sitting at 38 compared to 36 right now.
Yeah, yeah. He's just playing. He's just being the greedy toss. He's getting all the money he wants here, and he's safe. I mean, what he needs to really look for is the right flank of his main base. I really would love to see some pylons there in order to defend against any kind of drops that have been very popular lately. But other than that, why not? I mean, he's walled in completely at the front. He's getting a lot of sentries out. And yeah, there's the gateway play again from TT1. So he's gonna destroy his forge after the +1 finished, and then he can move out with the decently sized gateway army.
Yeah, and it's what it's going to be running off of 5 gateways. He also has the option of trying to take down these back destructible rocks. He has a large number of probes, sitting on 48, and still training up 2 at a time. So he is starting to get diminishing returns on his minerals. It would make sense to take this happy face of an expansion where the Nexus becomes the nose, and then try to make his way back up the rocks on the far side, slowly playing almost like a Terran, where you start expanding into your opponent's base, and that may work out for TT1 in addition.
Yeah, and we see Mondragon getting the full scout here on the gateway count. And yeah, I mean, he pretty much knows what's up. He knows that there is no Stargate play around, and he will be quite happy about that, as is Roach Warren just finishing up. And Aspire right away as well as an evolution chamber. So yeah, did he see that robotics facility? No, he did not, but when you see 5 gateways total, you almost always have to assume that there is some tech around, as that's not the Protoss' full capacity. And yeah, he's right. He's getting that robotics, so Spire for Corruptors is a really great choice.
Yeah, at this stage, Evolution Chamber is up, Spire nearly completed. It looks like another hatchery going down inside the base, so Mondragon wanting to make sure that he doesn't get behind in terms of the larva count so far, as the Zerglings are still pecking away at these rocks. They'll go down in just a moment. A hatchery will be placed over here at the north 12 o'clock position. That's going to be fairly easy to defend as well, especially as we see TT1 has not yet destroyed that forge that you mentioned earlier. He's now instead getting the level 1 armor upgrades in as well. So it's going to be 2 armor sentries, 2 armor stalkers against those roaches, and also Mutalisk. Mutalisk with level 1 weapons upgrade are going to be doing a lot of harassment. I don't see any cannons near the mineral lines. As you mentioned earlier, there's no Stargate, no Phoenixes. And especially with only 3 stalkers out, what do you think is going to happen with those Mutalisks?
I think they might very well take TT1 by surprise. He's going for the same build as last game, 7 Gateway Immortal, which I think is really cute. I mean, he's gonna get his Colossi a bit later, but yeah, he's not prepared for the Mutas at all. And is there an observer out? No, or is it? Yeah, there is one somewhere. I don't see it though. And here's the counterattack again from Mondragon right away. Doesn't waste any seconds here, and he's gonna go in the middle line again. And dude, this looks like the last game all over again.
Yeah, this is completely the last game. The Zerglings are now just running rampant inside the base. The probes are going to fight back. They do have, they don't have the armor upgrades just quite yet. As the stalkers, sentries are making their way out, the observer is quickly revealing all of those creep tumors. So wanting to make sure that the Zerglings are not able to swarm them around nearly as easily. But we also see 5 or 6 spine crawlers over here on the front door, and that's going to be very difficult to break, especially without Colossi and without range. Worker kills, 18 workers lost by TT1 right now. Harvester count 44 compared to 54 at this stage, as the Mutalisks are now on the move. Sentry's going to be in trouble, and losing 2 sentries very, very quickly. That's always very, very, very painful, as those sentries with that Guardian Shield able to reduce a lot of the damage because of that Glaive Worm splash. And now the proxy pylon going to be lost as well.
Yeah, those Mutas caught TT1 by surprise, and he really has to kick himself at this point. Letting those lings in, you always need to wall off when you're moving out. And oh my god, TT1 is just going for it. All the spines are pecking away, and there are a lot of Mutas dealing a lot of damage, but Guardian Shield's reducing most of it. The lings can't get in, and they see TT1 breaking through here with the Immortals, a lot of firepower, but quickly those units go down here, and no more sentries around, and not enough anti-air at this point to kill off those Mutalisks.
No, not enough anti-air at all. Those, what, 13 Mutalisks able to just pick apart the Immortals now. Immortal getting taken down one at a time. The Zealots perhaps going to try to equalize the game by taking down some drones, but I don't think that's going to just work out all too well. And now Mondragon has a significant army advantage, not in minerals, but in gas, as those Mutalisks are going to be able to just fly around, get a lot of damage, and now force TT1 back into a corner. And as soon as a Protoss player is backed into a corner, it's very difficult for him to try to establish a new expansion. He hasn't taken down those rocks yet, and those Mutalisks with such a strong map presence, I don't think another expansion is going to be coming in.
Yeah, and one cannon almost looks like a joke there in that mineral line. If the Mutas want, they can just crush that with ease. And yeah, TT1 really looks thrown off to me. Like he didn't secure that. He wasn't ready for the Mutas, and when the Mutas came, he didn't make any cannons right away, but waited until they were almost there. And now the Mutas have reached critical mass. They can take out all those Stalkers without a problem. No sentry support, only +1 on those, and +1 weapons on the Mutas as well. Look at that. Rampaging and GG from TT1. Mondragon taking game 2 very, very convincingly here.
Yeah, that was a nice counter move by Mondragon. Mondragon, perhaps thinking that TT1 would try to stick to the same strategy. Shakura's Plateau, Tal'Darim Altar, much more macro style of map. So instead of going for the Infestor, Zergling, Baneley, he went for the Mutalisks and saved up his gas going along that route. It looks like he wanted to continue to go mass Mutalisks. You can see that his 12 o'clock expansion, both extractors are up, so he eventually wanted to go into more gas play as opposed to Zergling Roach play. And I think that's really what helped him out. TT1 not expecting those Mutalisks, and then then also being able to do a run by on that front door, as there was only one photon cannon. I think if a sentry or a zealot was able to hold position there, TT1 would have been in this game much longer.
Yeah, yeah, really. And you see Mondragon knowing exactly what he was doing, and TT1 just a bit sloppy here. But yeah, let's hope he closes it down in game 3. I mean, of course, I'm hoping for both of them to win because both are awesome. But I hope TT1 maybe, kicks his butt a bit there.
All right, so yeah, everyone stay tuned for Game 3 in this best of 3 replay. It will be, actually, I don't know what map it's going to be on, but yeah, it will be in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.